Hey, it's Jalil with the Tone Canvas, and I'm back again with another still life painting. This time I decided to do more of an alla prima style, meaning wet on wet, just in one sitting. I'm using the same palette that I usually use, and from left to right, burnt umber, ultramarine blue, cadmium red, cadmium lemon, and titanium white. And with all my paintings I use the medium liquid original to loosen up the paint. So to start, like usual with all my paintings, I tone my canvas. If you didn't know, it just helps to gauge the value better rather than just having the canvas be white and every color you use appear darker to the eye. So I have to admit, when I was thinking about doing this painting, I was a little intimidated. Although I had done paintings with plants before, I had never done a plant with so much different variety in the greens and so much action in the leaves. So it was sort of an experiment, as well as doing it alla prima, which for a lot of my paintings I do in multiple sittings, so it's not really possible. It seems as though the hardest part of a painting sometimes is just starting it. As crazy as that sounds. It's like a journey. In the beginning, you know, things are difficult, you know that it'll take a while, you know you might make a mistake, the composition may not look as good as you assumed it would be when you thought it out in your head, but the more you get into it, the more you realize, okay, this isn't that bad, it's starting to look like how I want it to look. You know, it's actually looking pretty good. So just push through it, and you'll most likely get to where you want to. Also, what's different about this painting, I don't usually use a palette knife for painting backgrounds, but in this instance, I was like, you know, I just have one subject. I probably want more interest in the background than just a solid texture. So I was like, you know, let's just try it out and see what happens. And I've started to like the palette knife more the more I use it. If any of you have seen one of my latest videos, the painting the peanut butter toast, in that video I use a lot of texture with the palette knife. And also, if you're interested in learning how I create texture with different mediums, you can check out my Skillshare class about texture and mediums down in the description below. My favorite part of this piece was the highlights. That was what I knew would draw the most interest, was those bright white highlights next to the shadows. And that's why I chose to paint the bamboo in the first place. I don't know, there's just something about the bamboo, how it starts out just so together and then it spreads out as it gets higher and the leaves start to branch out. yeah, I ended up getting paint on my hands. I don't know how. One of the things I've learned from painting is that the paint like gets in areas that you didn't even know was possible. So yeah, don't mind that. This painting really taught me to just be more loose, not worry about trying to be real fine with the detail with a small tip brush, because getting just those general values in there and highlights and shadows gives the illusion of fine detail, and that's all I really needed to do. So after I let the painting sit for a few days, I varnished it, but not with a some sort of gloss varnish or anything of that sort, because that will require the painting to sit for about 6 months to a year. So I'm using retouching varnish, which you can use when the painting is touch dry. And it's always satisfying to see how the painting looked before compared to how it looked after. And after I applied the varnish, waited a few days, and this is the finished product. My still life painting of bamboo. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and also comment. I enjoy getting feedback. So, thank you for watching.